Me and Michelle are on our way to Beijing. As we mentioned on our last episode, we are only doing a stopover in Chengdu City, and we are going to attend my friend Leo's wedding. We are obviously on the airplane now, and we're getting ready for takeoff. We are taking you guys along the way and see how does a Chinese wedding looks like. I studied grade 9 and grade 10 in high school at Beijing. Leo is one of my best friends in high school when I'm still back in Beijing. I had known him for over 15 years. So after high school, he got accepted by Miami University, Oxford, in Oxford, Ohio. I obviously went to Michigan State University. My university is only around 4.5 hour drive to Ohio, Oxford, which is pretty not that far away. So we meet once in a while and hang out a little bit. Leo met Yue in university and began their sweet love journey. After they both graduate, they all came back to China, and Leo is now the manager in his father's company that specializes in camping solutions, and Yue have been helping him along the way. And they both have finished some amazing, highly rated projects. I'm very happy to be here for them. Me and Michelle get married during COVID time in Canada. At that very hard time, my ceremony is only 5 people allowed in the same space. Only the host, me, Michelle, and 2 of our friends. Although there's only 5 people in our mini COVID time wedding, it still means a lot to me and Michelle. So we are very excited and happy to witness their full wedding ceremony.
In most Western countries, you usually get your marriage license on the wedding day, but it is a little different in China. Leo and Yue get their marriage license half a year ago, but they haven't had their wedding ceremony yet. So today is the big day for them. There are lots of different options for newlywed couples' wedding ceremony. Traditional Chinese style, New traditional Chinese style, modern Western style, church wedding, beachfront wedding, and etc. They actually chose the modern Western style, I guess because both of them studied in the US for a few years. They really had a beautiful and amazing wedding.
A Chinese wedding usually starts super early before sunrise. At 6 a.m., most of the guests will be outside the groom's house. Then the groom and all the groom's guests and family members will be heading to the bride's house. This is called Jieqin. When the groom arrived, he needs to do some little challenges before she and the bridesmaids will open the bedroom door for him. After he came in, he faces more challenges before he can take her home. The groom have to do 30 push-ups, or to get the bride's shoe by winning a ring toss game. Or the groom has to act funny, like, do a funny dance to make everybody laugh. But the most important part is the groom has to prepare lots of red envelopes, which are red pockets full of cash, to lower the hardness of these little challenges. To win the game is pretty important, obviously, but also to let her and all the bridesmaids to open the door, the red envelopes are actually pretty important as well. Traditional ritual can be understood as the groom has to prove himself, that he can be the breadwinner in the future new family, and he is worthy of taking her to his home. After that, there are a very important ceremony called Gaikou. Direct translate from Mandarin is saying changing a person's wording. It means that after this Gaikou ceremony, the groom and the bride are going to officially change their wording. Mother-in-law will be called mom, and father-in-law will be called dad. Basically, they are calling each other's parents mom and dad. The traditional Chinese way of saying appreciate their parents for their raise and upbringing. After that, here comes the official ceremony. In the wedding venue, there are hundreds of guests, including all relatives, the groom and the bride's friends, colleagues, business partners, former classmates, or even former teachers. Everything began with a romantic VCR.
想把所有的温柔和所有的爱都给他，愿意陪他去世界的每一个角落。
For the most part, I would say it's pretty similar to a Western wedding. There is a host, the groom will stand in the middle of the stage, the bride will come down from a huge beautiful stairs with flowers, and her dad will bring her to the groom.
好的，此刻父亲心中的千言万语都将汇聚成一个拥抱。好的，我们把掌声送给父女的拥抱。
The newlyweds will be reading the wedding vows, exchange the wedding rings. Both of them and their parents will have a short wedding speech.
The only thing additional, I guess, is in China, the newlyweds had to do a coarse cup wine, which is a traditional Chinese wedding rite.
After lunch, here's a smaller scale afternoon wedding party. I would say it's more like a party style versus a ceremony. This party is referred as a church style wedding, but it is definitely not a church, of course, and it's not a full official ceremony for sure. Gathering Liu and Yue's contemporaries, especially wedding at noon, has lots of parent age friends and relatives.
For all guests that are attending to the ceremony, you don't really have to bring a physical gift. You can if you want to, but it is not needed. But every guest have to bring a red envelope with cash in it, and the red envelope usually will have your name with auspicious characters such as happiness and wealth. It is not a required thing that the groom or the bride will tell you, but this is the wedding gift that everyone in China tacitly agrees to. It doesn't really matter how much cash you put in the red envelope. The purpose of it is to, of course, give blessing to the newlywed couple, but also doesn't make the host feel like you are just coming here for a free wedding meal. Usually, the wedding food is really good, so it is really worth it. And in our case, the groom paid for our hotel stay next to their wedding location. Although our home and the wedding location are both in Beijing, but one is on the west and the other is on the east side of the city. And Beijing is a mega city. In morning rush hour, it will take us a few hours to arrive at the wedding location.
Although I'm with Leo right now, but since this video is about Chinese wedding, I will use the wedding video of my other friend so you guys can see how another Chinese wedding looks like while I'm talking. The gentleman's name is Bo and his beautiful wife's name is Yihan. They are both my classmates at Michigan State University. After they graduate, they came back to China and opened a company specialized in international trading. They invited me to their wedding earlier this year, 2024, but sadly I was in Canada at that time. The wedding final edited video from the professional photographers will take months to come, so there's no way for me to have Leo's wedding video, but I can use Bo and Yihan's wedding video. Still not too late to show you guys some footages from another Chinese wedding. Finally, let's talk about cost. A Chinese wedding has lots of cost details. For example, like the venue rental, also the wedding convoy rental, there's dress rental, there's small gifts for different guests, wedding lunch, including good cigarettes and wine for all tables. There's the Gaikou red envelope, wedding designer, photographer, and etc. The whole wedding usually will be supported by both families. Usually the groom's family will spend slightly higher than the bride's family, but it really depends on different people and different family.
You can gain a bit from the guest red pockets. However, mostly, there will definitely no way of cover your wedding cost.
As I mentioned, wedding cost really depends on different person and families. I'm not talking about crazy celebrities' wedding. My personal real friend's wedding average cost around 100,000 to 400,000 Chinese yuan for both families. The least spent couple did 30k Chinese yuan, and the most spent couple did 1.3 million Chinese yuan wedding. Me and Leo are pretty close, so he told me both family altogether spend around 500,000 Chinese yuan on this particular wedding. Of course, I have to say it is an amazing ceremony and it's not cheap. And after dinner, we all went to karaoke. Michelle sang a song for them. And finally, we wish Leo and Yue a lifetime of love and happiness.